right. Hello. Hello, hello. Oh no. I have my little tabs here and they're already falling off. That's okay. Say hello when you jump on. I should have taped these on. Hello, hello. Okay, let me see. I may not be able to position this in a way that I can see comments, but that's okay. It's probably better I don't. Hello, hello. I'm just going to give it a minute to see who jumps on. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to filter on. Although the longer I wait, the more the more likely all my tabs are going to keep falling off. So I am so excited about tonight. I have lots and lots of notes, like 5 pages worth of notes. So if you see me looking down, it's because I have notes and I want to give this everything for you guys. I want to be able to really deliver a message that hopefully will help you guys, because I know that we're in a time right now where we really, really need this message. So since it is a couple of minutes in and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time at the beginning here just waiting for people to come on, I'm going to jump in. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Johanna Luna, and I am a superstar director out of Illinois. Thank you so much for taking the time to invest in your evening to sit and talk to me and hear what I have to say about this topic. So I titled the video, Overnight Successes Are Years in the Making. And that might sound a little bit contradictory, but bear with me and we'll get into what exactly I'm talking about during this call, later on into this call. So I want to talk first about the elephant in the room, the unprecedented times that we are experiencing right now in all of our businesses, and talk about your worry, your fear. I know that you're scared right now. I know that you're scared for your business. I know that you're scared for your income. Some of you rely on this business as your sole income. Some of you, like me, were hoping that you would be at that place where you'd be able to rely on this as your sole income. And this dip, as it's being affectionately referred to as, has hit many of us in a way that was unexpected. I know that you're scared. And the reason I know that is because so many of us are going through that, those feelings, those exact feelings, myself included. But I also know without a shadow of a doubt that it's all going to be okay. I have unwavering faith that we're going to come out of this even better, even stronger than we came into this. So prior to 2020, if you can imagine, maybe you were here, maybe you weren't. We'll talk more about that later. But prior to 2020, I built my business and pushed through my business on one phrase and one phrase only. And that was that you push through. You push through doubt. You push through fear. When you feel when you feel like you are stuck, when you feel like you're burnt out, when you feel like you've hit a wall, you just have to push through. That's exactly what it feels like when you're on the other side of a breakthrough. And I always say there's magic on the other side of that. So, in preparation for this call, I had asked my peers, my SSD peers, I was looking for historical data and I was asking when the last dip was. When was it and how long did it last? And I have to tell you, friends, I got a lot of different answers, a lot of different dates, a lot of different years thrown at me. And when I think about it, that's not that surprising. And it's because depending on where you're at in your business when the company goes through a dip is going to determine how much of that dip that you feel. Right now, we're all in the same storm, but in very different boats and at different points in the same sea. The only way that you lose everything that you built is if you quit. Let me repeat that. The only way you lose everything that you've built is if you quit. If you hang in here with me tonight and hear this message and you hold on to your business and you take this conversation and you apply it to your business and this time that we're in right now, I promise you, you'll come out on the other side with growth that you can't even imagine right now. But that all depends on how you care and nurture for your business. So I want to talk a little bit about a bamboo plant and what we can learn from a bamboo plant. Like all plants, a bamboo tree it requires nourishing through fertilized soil, healthy fertilized soil, water, and enough adequate sunlight. If you plant the bamboo tree and provide it with all of those things and care for it as you should, you will not see 1 ounce of growth above the surface in the first year. Giving it more sunlight, more water, more soil nutrients, more fertilization will not increase any growth above the surface. Continued regimen care for years 2, 3, and 4, still not an ounce of growth above the surface. Nothing is happening, or so it seems. But in year 5, something amazing happens. That bamboo will not only break the surface of the soil, but it will grow at an accelerated rate, shooting up 80 feet in just 6 weeks. What appears to be an overnight success was actually years in the making. Because of the potential of the bamboo, because of its potential height, the plant requires a strong foundation. It requires years of foundational growth. And once it has that, it's ready and it's unstoppable. So how does this translate to your business? What does this have to do with your business? It has everything to do with your business. It is a perfect metaphor for a business like ours. Unfortunately, we have to undo a little bit of the mindset that's occurred over the last 2.5 years. Most people have a goal that's rooted in a why. Why are you here? What are you working to achieve? The first few years of any business is going to be difficult, and you're going to come up against hurdles and obstacles, and you're not going to see a whole lot of growth. Let's look at the last 2+ years. Hypergrowth are words that I heard almost as much as social distancing. We all grew so incredibly fast. We were building a new plane while we were learning to fly it. We were undoing all the things that we previously knew to adapt our businesses to the environment. There was a little time to worry about a foundation, especially for our newer consultants, as building was happening faster than any of us could have anticipated. If you joined in the past 2 years, you never even had a chance at a foundation. If you joined before then, like I did reinstating near the end of 2017, you did not have years and years to build a foundation. I became a director in 2019, a star director in 2020, and an SSD in 2021. My leadership all happened during our years of hypergrowth. Keeping my head above water was about all that I could do, as we grew so fast, and I simply wasn't ready for it. Still more, my leaders weren't ready for it. Those that had come in during those pivotal years here, they were not ready for what was in store. They definitely did not have time to build that foundation. And as things start to unravel a little bit here, I'm seeing that many consultants, even leaders, do not possess the skills to be able to steer the ship in the storm. Instead of a normal business trajectory where it takes time and nurturing to see things grow at a slow but steady pace, this season of hypergrowth gave a false hope that success, sales, and recruiting come easy. That a big business comes right away without having to do the necessary work, and oftentimes building on blind faith to see that success happen. For most people who pursue a goal to build a business here, when we don't see results, we give up. Many people fail to achieve their goals. I want you to think about a goal that you have failed to achieve. What happened that you failed? You likely didn't see results fast enough. You didn't push through, so you gave up. The reason you failed was simply that you gave up. Whew. I know I've been there. I gave up my business one time. For those of you that don't know or didn't catch this at the beginning of this, I was a reinstatement. I gave up my business in a lot easier times than we're in right now. That's why I think this message is so important, because I want you to hear me when I tell you that no matter what we're going through right now, we are going to come back through stronger. Scentsy isn't going anywhere. I'm going off script now, but this is important. I think that what we're experiencing right now is bigger than any of us. It's bigger than the company. It has to do with everything going on around us. And my favorite quote is that you don't quit on your worst day, you quit on your best day. So if you wouldn't have quit in the middle of hypergrowth when you were receiving your best checks ever, don't quit now. If you quit now, you'll never receive another best check. Back to the script. All right. When a person first sets a goal, they are excited, they're motivated, they're willing to do hard things to make it happen. However, when times are hard, when they go through a season that appears to have no growth, or they feel like they are failing, they lose motivation quickly. They pull back instead of pushing forward, and ultimately, they lose momentum, falling further behind, and eventually they quit. I think that we can all agree that the last 2 years were unlike anything that we had ever seen. It makes this dip even harder to stomach, even scarier. Whether you were here before the hypergrowth or you started your business in it, let's all agree to reset tonight. For the sake of our foundation, and more so for our futures, let's rewrite or replant that foundation. Success does not come right away. No matter how hard you work, no matter how much time you pour into this thing, real success will not be seen for some time. All good things take time, right? You are not going to see results immediately. You're definitely not going to see results immediately right now, even as we turn the ship. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was your business. Want you to ask yourself, what makes you think that success is going to come easy to you? What makes you think that you're owed that? And that's a really tough question to ask ourselves. I love this quote by Tony Robbins. He said, people will overestimate what they can accomplish in a year, but they will underestimate what they are able to accomplish in 10. A year is going to fly by faster than you can imagine. As I'm getting older and my kids are getting older, the years seem to go by faster and faster. If you don't consistently work your business day in and day out, working towards those dreams and goals, a year will pass by quickly and you will have accomplished nothing at the end of it. Expect that you will need to put time into this. Expect that you will need to put work and effort. Expect that you are going up against an uphill battle right now. Expect that if you do this, you will be worthy of the success that waits you on the other side. Success requires a really strong foundation. A bamboo tree would never be able to withstand its 80 feet of height without that strong foundation. Without those years of strong growth beneath the surface is what supports the height of the bamboo. You need to spend the time to build the foundation for your business. You need that support for those big, scary goals. Goals that seem out of reach right now, and dreams that you can't even imagine today. Those things are only possible if you're willing to take the time to build a foundation. I want you to remember that word, willing. It's not about what you're able to do. It's not about what's possible. It's about what you are willing to do to make those things possible. Success is dependent on your consistency. The problem most people have is that they don't commit the time that it will actually take. They are quick to give it up when it's not an instant success. Showing up every day isn't even enough. If you are spending the time doing the wrong things, it'll never add up to success. Your foundation must be deeply rooted in the basics of this business: sales, recruiting, and leading. Working every day isn't enough. You have to spend your time doing the things that will produce results, that will produce income. Those things, those income producing activities, are those things that support those three areas of the business. Back to basics, my friend. Now is the time during this dip, during this slow period, to be deliberate and intentional about how you're going to improve your business. Being intentional about putting systems into place, about making sure that you have perfected those areas of your business that you were struggling during those seasons of hypergrowth. You have to care for your dreams daily. Back to that bamboo plant. What would happen if we planted the bamboo, we watered it consistently for a month, we made sure it had enough sunlight and fertilization? That first month, we were so excited about the bamboo. But then, because we saw no growth, we got frustrated and we walked away. We gave up. We were less consistent. We didn't water it every day. In fact, we skipped a couple of months. That bamboo can no longer reach its true potential that it was destined for. In fact, you may kill the bamboo altogether. This is exactly how most people treat this business. They get excited, they see a little bit of success, they go all in. Then it gets hard. They run out of their warm network. Sales aren't coming as easy. There's real world problems that we're facing. And so they drop it. Your business cannot be something that you just pick up and set down every time you're motivated or lack motivation. Success comes from consistent and deliberate effort. Excellence is excellence is not an act, it's a habit. What you do every day has a far bigger impact than what you do once a month. You have to consistently remind yourself why you're working. You need to be disciplined. Discipline is what shows up when motivation wants to take a nap. Start by setting daily goals, a daily task list. Find or create a system that will allow you to have that task list in front of you every day, allowing you to care and nurture for your business. What is out of sight becomes out of mind and ultimately doesn't get done. Instead, if you are in the habit of working your business with intention every day, doing tasks to grow your business, doing tasks that support sales, recruiting, and leading those you recruit, like water, sunlight, and proper soil, you'll build a foundation even when you think nothing is happening. Perhaps the most important lesson here is faith. Faith has no room to grow and to provide when you are crowding your mind with fear. You wouldn't dig up a bamboo plant after you've planted it to see the growth, right? The same thing is true about your business. You need to have faith that if you are doing the things consistently to nurture your business, to support those three areas, that you are setting a foundation through your consistent efforts that supports the basics, that will give you a solid foundation that will allow for exponential growth on the other side of this dip. You need to believe in yourself, to believe in your potential, to believe in our company, to believe in your dreams, all while working on them. Perseverance is the secret sauce, my friends. Success is not meant to be easy. If it was, everyone would have it. If you look at some of the most successful people in history, Walt Disney, Michael Jordan, Oprah, Steve Jobs, and others have all pushed past doubt and failure. They all believed in themselves and their dreams, even as failure knocked on their door. They continued to show up just one more time after each failure until that time was the time. You have to keep going even when it's hard. When sales are flowing in and recruits are coming easy because they're coming to you and not the other way around, anyone can do that. Anyone. Those who really have what it takes, who are meant for greatness, who are meant to succeed in this business, those are the ones who keep going when everyone else wants to quit. I'm going to leave you with this quote. Don't be discouraged. It's often the last key in the bunch that unlocks the door. I hope that that helps a little bit in the season that we're in. I know that it's tough. I know. My paychecks are thousands of dollars less than what they were even a few months ago. I get it. I feel it, friends. But I'm going to tell you that I am a firm believer that every single thing happens for a reason. I really, truly believe that in my heart. I'm a big believer in the law of attraction, and what you put out into the universe is what you're going to get back. And I believe that if we take this time individually as individual business owners and we set the foundation for a stronger business and we don't give up and we continue to show up every day, even when it feels like there's no growth happening, I think we're going to see this entire thing turn around. And if we do it together and we come together like we did in April of 2020, we're going to see it happen faster than if we allow it to go unnurtured. Now is not the time to give up on your business. There have been other dips in the history of this company. Maybe they weren't felt the same way that this is felt. I've heard that from a lot of leaders, that it's been nothing like this. But friends, we're coming off of a growth rate that no one had ever experienced. Naturally, if that growth rate was so high, the dip is going to be felt more. But if you hadn't watched Jennifer Anderson's video on the dip, you need to go back and watch it. Because the success of a company is not based on how far the dip drops. It's how high you come back on the next swell. So friends, are you going to be on the next swell? Are you going to do the things now to not give up on your business, but to work it harder than you ever have so that you can see the bamboo level of growth in your next swell? What are you willing to do? And are you willing to do what it takes? Only you can answer that question. And ultimately, only you will either benefit or suffer from the answer to that question. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great night.